Greetings! In today's video we will talk in detail about the pros and cons of a residence permit for foreign citizens. First of all, recall that the residence permit is a special document that gives a right to foreigners and stateless persons to reside in Russia and work legally. Until the 1st of November 2019, for foreigners who permanently residing in Russian Federation, the period of residence was determined by the residence permit, which was usually issued for 5 years. Since then, a residence permit is issued indefinitely. Exceptions are the Foreign Highly Qualified Specialist, HQS. So what are the benefits for a foreigner in obtaining a residence permit in Russian Federation, and what negative aspects should be considered by a holder of a residence permit? The residence permit will give you the next advantages. Foreigners can legally reside in the territory of Russian Federation, change their place of residence at their discretion. At the same time, foreigners have the opportunity to take ownership of a dwelling, for example an apartment, or rent a house and register at the same place of residence. Foreigners can freely move for personal or business purposes in Russia. Foreigners can cross the Russian border without the need to apply for a visa, which is especially true for foreigner visa applicants. Foreigners have the opportunity to issue an official invitation to visit Russia for their relatives living in the territory of a foreign state. Foreigners have the opportunity to work throughout Russia without any prohibitions. As a general rule, foreigners who have reached 18 years of age are entitled to carry out labor activities in the Russian Federation. Foreigners cannot be called up for military service or alternative civilian service. This is important for males, but at the same time foreigners can enter the military service under a contract and can be hired by the Russian armed forces, other troops and military units as a civilian personnel in accordance with our legal acts. Foreigners can use free medical services, social support programs and receive free education. This means an unhindered access to schools, education institutions, kindergartens and hospitals. Disabled foreigners will be able to receive a technical rehabilitation equipment in Russia. Foreigners may also receive child allowances. This is very important for families with children, given the current trend to increase benefits. Foreigners' pensioners are entitled to rely on pensions. Foreigners can take advantages of such types of pensions as survivor's pensions, disability pension and old age pension. As you can see, foreigners with a residence permit have good privileges. Foreigners also bear obligations on a par with Russian citizens, with the exceptions of cases provided for by federal law or an international treaty. We note the following of the negative aspects of a residence permit in Russian Federation. A foreigner does not have the right to be in a municipal service. A foreigner cannot be hired for facilities and organizations whose activities are related to ensuring the security of Russian Federation. A foreigner does not have the right to elect or be elected as a politician. A foreigner cannot own an agricultural lands in border areas, reserves and forest resources. In case of non-compliance with Russian legislation or non-fulfillment of a number of obligations, a foreigner may be deprived of a residence permit. For example, a residence permit may be cancelled in next cases. Because of the absence of foreigner in the territory of Russian Federation for a period of time more than 6 months. This means that outside of Russia, including in their homeland, foreigners cannot stay for more than 6 months. In case of the commitment of any two, even minor administrative offenses during the calendar year. In case of violation of the rules for annual confirmation of residence permit. In some cases, the departure of foreign citizens from Russia may be limited. For example, if a foreigner is detained on a suspicion of committing a crime or is prosecuted as an accused, if he evades the fulfillment of obligations imposed on him by the court and he has a tax debt. I want to believe that by this video we helped you to make your own choice if you had some doubts about obtaining residence permit of Russian Federation. If you want to see more videos, subscribe to our channel.